I'll be increasing the price of the program by 4 times, right? Salam and good day. Khalil here from Mesolithica, and this is update of the Future is Solo program number 3, probably the last one before the new year. So just to recap, I'm on this journey because of this article back in February. The highlights of this article is that now an AI enables solopreneurs, especially the non-technical, to operate like a medium-sized company, and probably the next few years, a large corporation, right? So we see the rise of no-code CEOs because now we have the tools at our disposal to create anything. The applications turning our ideas into prototypes that we can show around. And in recent months, we've been hearing a lot of new types of AI founders that are building their ideas by themselves. This opens up opportunity for a lot of us that doesn't have a technical background, but very much so a specialist or a subject matter expert in a different field altogether. In a sense, we are using AI as a new leverage. So the Future is Solo program is my main quest to keep up with the development, capturing the weak signal towards this goal. So in the last few weeks, since the last update, this I only had one external engagement, which is with Dewan Perniagaan Melayu Malaysia. So this was their Gema AI event, the launch event, whereby they plan to have this roadshow in 2026. And I was fortunate enough to be invited as one of the panelists for during the launch event. So we met up. I met up with a lot of friends, brothers in arms, Lekitech, example, Coach Khairul, Hanif from Youth Ventures, and yeah, very much so. Everyone's asking, what is the Future is Solo that I'm working on. And I was happy to give some insights and some glimpse into what I wanted to do. And with the panel session itself, I shared, because the audience was business owners of SMEs, instead of like going deep into what the solo founder does with AI tools today, I'm very much shared about the idea of this AI blue pill versus red pill, whereby asking the business owner, either they don't do it themselves, but hire fresh graduates that are either already AI literate, and they're already familiar with the tools, and I sponsor them in their development to become AI fluent, okay, and help them with their automation or agentic AI journey, which is very much what we are advocating within the Dewan Perniagaan Melayu ecosystem. So it was a very, I would say, it has been in the making with the FMM for almost a year already, and I'm happy to see that things are progressing as it should be. So so far, questions that I received in recent weeks were, what is inside TFIS? Right. So what do you get by joining the program? So that's I mean there's a very much little details where I've shared this publicly, but a lot of my recent content is really much around the archetype of people that joins the program, which I define or I label as the solo systems architect. So inside the program, I will just share is that it is a series of lectures that I wanted to talk about on how I see how do we get to the Future is Solo. Of course, it is around agentic AI today in 2025, and what would it take to be for people, especially the non-technical, to be able to embark on this journey together with me. So this study group, quote unquote, in the Future is Solar program, it is very much so for that particular audience. So are we the next one? The one, are we vibe coding? Yes, essentially, after the prerequisites, or I would say the fundamentals, one would be exploring by themselves the tools for vibe coding, like Lovable and the likes, right? I think at some point, cloud code would be the one that I would very much be interested to see how far it can go in our future e-solar journey. Okay. Okay. Finally, somebody asked why the price tag of 420 ringgit to join this program. Particularly, it's just a way to filter people that joins the program. They have to be serious on wanting to be on this journey with me, because there are a lot of I would say alternative sources, and very much so a lot of them are accessible, freely accessible, and from various sources, right? So the TFIS program is very personal to me, and I want it to be to my liking, in the way that I want to explore these various topics around AI today. Okay, so there's nothing particular except for that 42 is my age right now. I am 42 this year, and this is where the transition, right, on my narrative moving forward, as the main quest that I want to spend the next couple of years exploring. Feedback so far. Khalil, let's get coffee. Okay, so for those that know me already, that we met, the request was to have coffee, and nothing out of the ordinary, just catching up, right, casually. And I think they would want to talk more about my transition into this main quest of mine, which is the TFIS program, and what I intend to do for the next, I would say, 12 months to 2 or 3 years down the road. Next will be, let's discuss making TFIS under us. So I've been also sharing the white paper to a couple of folks within the government agencies, especially those within the startup ecosystems. And one did reach out and asking us whether I are keen to explore to make the TFIS program under having a home base with them, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, probably once the new year is done, I will see where that conversation decide. It was an interesting proposition, but that requires another, I think, round of face-to-face discussion. But yeah, an interesting one. And yes, a lot of my friends and acquaintances told me that they will follow my progress or the Future Solar program intently on social media. This is, I would say, encouraging, but at the same time, requires a bit of strategic approach when it comes to, okay, how much do I share publicly moving forward. But nevertheless, it's been encouraging. For those that knows my circumstances, this is where you get to see the real genuine support from your ecosystem, the network that you're part with. So I am very grateful that a lot of my friends within the ecosystems offered the encouragement to me directly. Next would be yes, experiments. So I have been ever since the program launched, I have been doing experiments on my own. So I have come to make it a routine and a habit that any ideas that is in line with where the future is solo going to, I will execute it as an experiment of my own, right? To quench my curiosity, especially on the technical. I mean, speaking up the technical skills and trying out myself. It could be like a simple course, a tutorial, or just following the documentation by any of the AI tools that I've been using. So in case of experiment number 4, make it right like me. So this was an idea coming back from the feedback of the Future is Solo white paper comment about it sounds like ChatGPT. Yeah, in fairness, it is drafted and expanded using ChatGPT for all the points that I wanted to input into the white paper. So this toy app here is to see whether or not can I capture my voice in terms of writing and create a prompt template that I can use on any of the AI tools that I use to generate content, right? So this one, voice print, I think I used the ChatGPT first, 5.2, to generate PRDs, the product requirement document. Then I fed it into Google's anti-gravity using planning mode with Opus 4.5. Right? And from there, within a couple of minutes, it created the MVP that I used. And one thing interesting of for this experiment is that I was expecting it to be an app that uses the LLM API every time. But it came up with this, what they call a deterministic analysis engine, which is rule-based. And it's deterministic, meaning that the same input will always give you the same output, right? Because if it's an LLM, even though I put in the same input, it will always give me a different output depending on the temperature that I set. So that's was surprising to me. So because of this analysis engine, it took me a while to understand, going through the codes and the output to see what is the benefit here. So of course, if I was to scale up this product as a product, the cost is already fixed because this 2-minute test that is part of this voice sprint doesn't require LLM, and so you get the value without calling or inferencing the LLM every time people use it. So this is like a very unique feature for this voice sprint, because I was going into this experiment thinking, okay, I mean every time I run this test with voice sprint, I will have to call an LLM. It will cost a few cents for a couple of minute tokens, right? So that's very, very good. Experiment number 5. Okay, so this is Andres Kapati's LLM Council. So this was a meeting already a month, I think. This MVP by Kapati was published. So it's essentially a 3-stage deliberation engine, LLM Council, as its name, where a human input will shoot concurrently into multiple LLMs at the same time, and you appoint a chairman to synthesize the final answer. Okay. So this one I have it locally set up on my MacBook, then configured the APIs using OpenRouter. So OpenRouter is a library where you use this library that can access to I think maybe hundreds of models using the API. Okay, so for this experiment, I used the latest at the time Nemotron 3 30 billion model from NVIDIA, Z.AI GLM 4.5 and LNAI's Olmo 3 32 billion think model, and of course OpenAI's open source GPT OSS 20 billion. And I designated the GLM 4.5 as the chairman. Okay. Originally I wanted to use Alibaba Quen, but actually it wasn't available during this experiment. Okay, so just to really understand what this vibe coded app by Android did, I put it into anti-gravity and asked it to do a PRD just for the sake of learning the codes behind it and the features. Okay, the interesting bit here. I also use, because it was already on OpenRouter, and in OpenRouter, when I did this experiment, they already had this new feature called OpenRouter Broadcast, which is actually an observability feature to capture everything that comes in and out of OpenRouter. So I used the Langfuse app to be able to go through the logs of the API called with the OpenRouter. So very interesting. And I think observability for 2026, having to know deeply on any of the observability platforms will be very, very important and prudent if you're part of the program down the line. Okay, so what was interesting with this experiment of 5 is instead of going through all the output of each LLM, I just focus on the chairman's output, right? How it synthesizes the final answer, and looking at the system prompt for the chairman itself. Okay, so what it does, it will just aggregate the response from all the other LLMs, then put a weight and ranking for each response, then highlight the consensus for what every model agrees, and also the disagreement. Highlighting those disagreements is very important to understand how each model thinks, quote unquote, right? Okay. Then finally produce a synthesized unified answer of the original input from the human. In the case me lah. Okay, so this one I spent I think around 3 hours, and because it was open router and I was using all the free APIs from open router, so the cost to run this experiment infinitely forever would be zero at this juncture, right? You just have to deal with the high latency. That means you don't get response straight away because you're using the free. So sometimes it doesn't give you the response as you would from other models. Noob code agent in sandbox. So this was a new insight for me, where I used the LLM to create agent coder inside the sandbox. Insights from the agentic AI course that I took with deep learning.ai, and this one is a follow-up short course doing this particular experiment. And what I learned here is how to run arbitrary code that is generated by any LLM coder in the same environment. So in this case, we were using the E2B platform, and other providers such as model.com offer the same capabilities. What does this basic agent does is the ability for the LLM to do functional calls. That means call any tools, that's one. Number two is also to access operating system level actions using Python, such as file search, read files, and then write files after you manipulated them in the same environment, right? So the same agent will use pseudocode as prompts to define the step-by-step on what this agent does. So that's new. The other part here is we learn how to manage the context windows of a coding agent to prevent what they call context rot, which means the degradation of the output quality because of irrelevant or stale context within the context window. Okay. So key lessons here is coding agents differentiate themselves by writing, the ability to write, run code, and iteratively improve on the code that generated, right? In a sandbox environment to provide this strong, I would say, an isolation from your own environment, right? So if there's any malicious code or code that was not that we won't be able to verify beforehand, it doesn't affect your main system. So that's very good. And then what we see here is also the ability to combine the LLMs, the coding agent's capability in terms of the reasoning, code execution, file system interaction, the manipulations of the file system, creating files, managing files, deleting files, then understand how this whole context management within a secured sandbox. Then we also saw how using coding agents also can be used to do data analysis and visualizations using library like your standard matplotlib library. Okay. Then lastly, the major unlock or the takeaway for me was the whole how do you automate code execution from an LLM. Okay, so that's one major unlock for me. And if you think about it, this is how the various vibe coding applications out there, you can imagine this is how this is what is happening under the hood. I mean, it is for each vibe coding applications like Lovable, maybe Cursor, Anti-Gravity, Hero. So it is a agentic AI pipeline underneath where you give it access to your workspace and you just give instructions to generate code based on your specification, right? One thing that I would say imagine is you can imagine N plus Cloud Code, the vibe coding app, as the operating paradigm here. Okay, if you know how Cloud Code works and you're already familiar with the NAN automation platform, these two, if you combine it, it's kind of like what we see in this new code agent running in the sandbox. Okay, so this one, this experiment took me about roughly 2 hours to get through and to unlock these insights for myself. Okay. Next will be experiment number 7. So cube visualization. So this was inspired by Instagram post that I saw posted by Azmul Fadli 84 about this nice visualization of music. In this one particular, I mean, it caught my eye because it was a music by Switch Angel, this algo rave artist that I recently followed. Then looking at Azmu Fadi's feed, I saw this one particular visualization that I liked. It was like it was titled kotak. I mean, maybe kotak lah kan. But it's a cube within a cube, and it moves based on the audio input, right? So I use that as an inspiration. I plop it into a Gemini 3 to come up with a rough rough code. Then I put it back. I mean, within Gemini itself in Canvas, right? I didn't go into Anti-Gravity yet, but within Gemini 3 Canvas, I just like back and forth to get to a state where I more or less have this booking application with features upon features as I continue to vibe code with Gemini 3. So this essentially is how I reckon a lot of new apps that you personally use that you can build yourself using vibe coding apps, where you start with a simple idea, then you iterate by conversing with the app incrementally, feature by feature, right? So this was a eye-catching experiment for me because it's around music, so that's one. But seeing it coming to live from plain visualization to a visualization that was built feature by feature just by talking to Gemini 3 really opened my eye to the possibilities moving forward. Because before experiment 7, there were other simpler experiments where I just saw something interesting online on social media, and I used Amazon Hero before, and now with Gemini 3, just to see how far I can replicate that idea from that source inspiration, right? So this back and forth with Gemini 3 took about 2 hours for it, and so very, very promising, I would say. And yeah, I mean, I expect those that join the Future Solo program will be running experiments just like me, but on their own terms with their own ideas and inspiration, right? So this is the reason why I share these experiments online, is to show how it is done. There's no set path on the program that we go, because I just laid out the fundamentals, and everyone has their own path to go down the rabbit hole, but ultimately answering the ultimate question of the Future Solo program. Okay, so talking about the program, we are now, I think I've already recorded new set of lectures. So this is what I call around the learning lectures. That means, how do you apply the lectures that I put out into your own workflow, so to speak, in your journey in becoming a solo founder or a AI builder, right? So 3 main subtopics under the learning lectures. One is the learning mode, how I structure the program. So it is not a typical program where there is like course 1, course 2, course 3 that you do, but more of a unstructured learning. Okay, learning by doing is essentially around this whole idea about experiential learning, like learning by doing, right? So just like these experiments that I shared previously, this is the core mode of for the participants in the program, being hands-on on their based on their curiosity towards our end state of the program. And lastly is the learning algorithms. So this is very much touch on what I would say the information diet that one would have to shape themselves in order to either win or lose within this program, because it's very much a long-term a journey for each and one of those that joins the Future Solo program. Okay. So just to recap, this entire program is to answer this one golden question, which is, how do you build a one-person billion-dollar company by 2030? It's not 2025, it's not 2026, it's not 2027, right? It is like, by the time 2030, how does the world look like with this new generation of tech founders that are non-technical, right? Using all the tools of today and tomorrow. And this is very much the area that I want to focus my time and effort in the next couple of years. So if you're new to the Future is Solo, I invite you to download the white paper and have a read. And if that interests you, I will reach out for you to join the program whenever you're ready. Okay, but just to share, in our last update for 2025, maybe before the new year rolls in, I plan to. I'm not plan. I mean, I'll be increasing the price of the program by 4 times, right? So I think we are a couple of days away from 2026. So if you're seeing this before the new year, if you are set on what you want to do for 2026 and beyond, and if agentic AI or AI in general excites you, and you want to be in a mode where you are building towards something big for yourself, I strongly believe that the Future is Solo program is for you. So with that, happy holidays, happy new year, until the next video or update. Bye bye.